So we decided to make a video titled Why You Shouldn't Have Car Payments, or Why Car Payments Are a Bad Idea. And we decided to do this because in our FPU class last Tuesday, it was Buyer Beware, and he told a story, and he was talking about opportunity costs. And you want to tell what the story was real quick?
Yeah. The story was about a man who had the opportunity to buy a $40,000 vehicle, or the opportunity to do something else with that $40,000. And that's what opportunity cost is. Whenever you have an option to buy something, and you have other options to use that money elsewhere.
So this guy has his dream car, and he's always, whatever, he's smart enough to save up the cash to pay for it. So when he's makes a lot of money and he goes and he takes $40,000 out of his mutual fund or whatever. What kind of car is it?
It was a Mercedes. He was wanting to save up for Mercedes for $40,000.
He finally saves up the money and he goes down there and he wants to buy it, so he test drive it, and the guy lets him take it home and everything because he knows he'll come back and want to buy it the next day. And
he starts crunching some numbers. He starts looking at the opportunity cost for him to put that money elsewhere. What else could he do with that $40,000? So he basically goes home with the car, $40,000 he's going to spend on it. Starts crunching some numbers, looking at other options where he can put the $40,000. Looks at what he can do, and he's like, man, you know what? I'm just not going to do it. He figures out that there's too much more that he could do with the $40,000, so he decides not to do it. So later on, 20 years, later down the road, he put that $40,000 in a mutual fund, and it grew. And it grew and grew, and then he pulls up, he's at a red light, and he sees the exact same car that he was going to buy back in '87 or something. So he rolls down the window, and he's in a nice car already, paid for. And he asks the guy how much the car was worth, the one that he was going to buy 20 years ago for $40,000. He said, yeah, I just got a great deal, like $3,500.
$4,000.
$4,000. So, it just showed that he took $40,000, because then he took that $40,000 that he would have paid for that vehicle and would have dropped down to basically nothing, $4,000.
But instead he invested it.
Instead he invested into a mutual fund, and that grew to almost over $300,000. Of course, he was already a millionaire by this point, so it didn't really matter to him, but he just went back and looked at the mutual fund and saw the opportunity costs. He compared his opportunity costs, and obviously he made a right decision.
So that doesn't mean that we're telling you you should never buy a new car or a nice car.
No.
Because that was the point of the story, was to think about, when you're making big purchases, to think about the opportunity cost and what better things you could be doing with that money.
Yeah.
And we believe that instead of having huge car payments every month, that you should not have car payments, because you could be doing much better things with that much money. And we haven't had a car payment in 2 years, so we feel like we're in a position to make a video like this. And
I can't imagine having a car payment now and having to spend. We were spending like $720 a month on both of our cars, and it was nice. We liked having a nice new car, and I understand it whenever you're, I guess, able to do that. But even millionaires, they don't even drive nice cars. So we drive nice vehicles now. We paid cash for them. They're, both nice vehicles. 2011 Hyundai Sonata. Take care of it. I clean it. Take good care of it. It's mine. I paid for it. And then her, what's yours? 2008 Pilot. And it's a nice vehicle. So
basically we're telling you that we haven't had a car payment in forever, and we couldn't imagine going from having zero now to, what is it, like $500 a month.
And really for what? For
I just
transportation.
can't understand why anybody would want that.
It's for transportation, and I know, because I've been there. I know what it's for. And I feel like for me it was to impress other people. Really, I wanted to have a nice car. Of course, for me too, it was nice to smell good in a nice car and drive a nice vehicle that no one else had ever touched. But also there's an impress factor with you caring about what other people think, and I think that's the bottom line.
I think when you're not ready to give up car payments, that's why, is
because there is an impression.
I don't know, maybe, I don't know.
I'll be honest, I've judged people by the car they've drove before I've learned this, that, oh my gosh, he's rolling up in a beater, look at this guy. But now I see somebody doing that, like, dude, the dude's a genius. He's driving a cash vehicle. He's saving a ton of money. You really look at the opportunity cost on a vehicle. If you would do the numbers like that, if you were to look at $40,000 you'd have put into a vehicle and the depreciation value of it over 10, 15 years, basically down to $4,000, nothing. Or $40,000 in a growth stock mutual fund, like Dave says, to 10 to 12%. Crunch the numbers on it, see what you come up with. And even if it's 6 to 8%, still more than you're gonna get. But of course now you're thinking, oh well, I'm not gonna have a nice vehicle.
We have nice vehicles,
But
and they're used, and they're nice to us. Jared maintains them well and keeps them clean.
And I don't really care about impressing other people. I mean, I kind of do still, you know. I don't want to be driving a hoopty. I want my kids to be in a nice vehicle and a nice, safe car. But we sacrificed a little bit to have that happen, and you know. Yeah, I would like to have a nice, brand new Pilot with all the bells and whistles, but we don't have to have that. It's about contentment. It's just transportation from point A to point B.
I know this video is mainly about car payments, but that has to do with, like, why would you want to ever buy a brand new car? That's what we did. I don't think we'd do that again.
If I were ever in a position to, which hopefully we would be. Not to say that I won't ever buy a new car ever again, but if I'm in position to, yeah, but not now.
If we're super rich.
Super rich, yeah.
And Dave talks a lot about millionaires, and he's read some books about millionaires, and what's common is that they don't drive brand new cars. They buy them a few years
Millionaire Next Door
few years
talks about
old,
that.
and they pay cash for them. And you may be thinking, well, I'm never gonna be a millionaire, but
that will help you. You can
it's possible. You should look up to someone who's a millionaire rather than someone who's broke.
That's a car payment. You just gotta look at the opportunity cost of it. I think that's what you need to do with a car payment. And
like, you think about the awesome vacations you could go on rather than having.
I mean, I got friends that, you know, $600-700 for one car, for one truck. And I know that's crazy. There's a lot of people out there that have that. That's nuts. $600-700 a month. You're not paying for a vehicle, and that's another thing. They get the interest. If you overall look at what you're paying for, you're buying a piece. You're buying a product that drops in value more than anything else, and then you're paying interest on it. That's crazy. So this is what I want to ask your YouTube followers and the people watching this is, just ask yourself this: what would you do if you didn't have a car payment? Just visualize that. Visualize yourself driving a paid-for cash vehicle. Doesn't have to be nice. You know, our vehicles, I'll tell you right now, we paid. The Pilot was $15,000. Now that's we sold a car that we had before and paid off before,
And saved up.
And saved up. And you know, you can get a nice vehicle for $5,000-6,000. You know, and just work your way up as you're saving. If you're saving $600-700 a month, that's crazy. That's a lot of money. So ask yourself, what'd you do if you didn't have a car payment? That would free up so much cash for you. Just do that and visualize it. See if you could do it, because I think it's crazy to have car payments unless you're a millionaire. If you ain't making $1 million, you should not have a brand new car. I mean, but I get it. I'm telling you, I do. I get it. I understand. I know why. I've been there.
What do you
but seeing
think?
it from the other side now.
So we're not
different.
against it. We just want to throw this out there. If you've never thought about it, and if you have car payments, most of you are Dave Ramsey followers, so you probably agree with this. But if you're not and you're watching this, you know, just think about it, and just really, it's just really awesome feeling to have your own money and not have to pay it to someone else. And how do you not have car payments? You save up by making car payments to yourself. And I always wondered that when we first started listening to Dave, and I was like, well, if you're just gonna be making car payments to yourself, then what's the difference in paying, you know, someone else to finance it or whatever? But I guess it's because if you ever have an emergency, you have that money there that you can use.
Yeah, and you know, the interest is usually low, but it's still there. There's still a price you pay for interest.
And you wouldn't, if you had that money there for an emergency, then you wouldn't. I don't know.
My biggest thing is a car payment on something that devalues so fast. It's ridiculous, and you pay interest on it. You look at it, every other product that you buy, you can get some resale value out of it. Cars are just crazy. You pay such a markup on it, and they do a good job of selling you that vehicle and selling you that car payment. And in America, that's what we ask when we see a new car. What you get for it? What's your car payment? And that's what you paid for overall. What's your interest in the overall bill?
I guess it's always been easy for me because I'm very non-materialistic. So if you are
And I'm
person
not.
likes
I like
to
the
impress
LCD
people, then it's hard for me to
screens. I like the
understand
drop down, the push button drop down, the sunroof, and the there's all kinds of bells and whistles. The backup camera. So yeah, I get it. They do a good job of it, but we don't have to have all that. Oh yeah, look at this. Think about this too. So you buy a car. Most people finance their vehicle for five years. So you finance your vehicle 5 years, and you're paying the same amount a month each month. Say it's $500 a month for 5 years. You're paying. You got the brand new vehicle, so you're okay paying the $500 the first year because it's new, you like it. But 5 years, going on the 5th year, car's gonna have some wear on it. It's gonna be as nice. It's not gonna have that new car smell, and you're still gonna be paying the same daggum payment you've been making when you bought it brand new.
Yeah, but then you'll probably trade it in and get another new car.
Yeah, that's what people do. Yeah, because they go like, oh, I'm still paying $500 and I'm not driving a new vehicle. It's time to upgrade, and you never get out of the trap. And if you do that for 20 years, just do the math. You'll be a millionaire just by cutting car payments.
And then think of what all
This
you
is
can
taking
do.
off. This is just piggybacking off of Dave's stuff, but we want to share it because it's
not just because of Dave, it's because we believe in
yeah,
it. We've been doing
we
it.
see it, and but it's also cool because I've been on this side of it too, where I'm like, man, I want my new car. I'm gonna get that car payment. I'm gonna have the leather seats, and I don't care, you know, just get the payment down, you know. Now I'm on this side of it, and
I remember
it's crazy
the first time
looking
I got
at
a new
both
car was
sides.
because I wrecked my other car, which was used and given to me. And I remember thinking, well, I was like 24? So I'm like, I've never had a brand new car. It's time, and I deserve it.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
yeah.
I couldn't even afford the payments at the time, but I didn't know,
You
wasn't
deserve
budgeting
it.
then, so I thought that I could.
You
But
deserve it. You talk yourself into it, and then the salesman talk you into it. Oh, you deserve this bad boy. Ooh, sit in it. Take it home with you. That guy that took it home and then brought it back, that never happens. But you know what it did? It made him about $250,000. But of course, he was already a millionaire by then because he's been making smart choices his whole life. But cool story. Wanted to share that with y'all, and hope you like it. Look at Jessica's new shirt. I got it for Valentine's Day.
got 2 of them.
Broadcast yourself.
All right, well, that's all our rant about car payments, and we hope you learned something or found it useful. And if you'd like to hear more videos like this on random topics, then let us know.
Peace.
And thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.
Say bye, Jordy.
Bye, Jordy.